And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Week 1 NA show match with Zhang Gang Academy versus Team Unleashed Power. I'm Lol Meowing Cat with Companion to Be, and we're going to be bringing you the first student show match of this Learning 5 session.
Yep, so as we start this draft, we should go through the rosters. On the blue side, we're going to be starting with Zhang Gang Academy. It's going to be Toast Crunch, TSM Night Hunter, Call Me Rem, Monkeys vs. Robots, and Koppak. And on the red side, we're going to have Dot Luminance, Null, Penguins Mafia, Hello Jin, and Savage Garden.
Yeah, and with that, we are getting right into Pick and Ban. Now, for any of you new around here, in Learning 5s, we do a pro draft beforehand. So that way, if a player does not own a champion, it does not affect the gameplay integrity. And so that way, everyone's on an even playing field. So players will just pick their champions in order. So if you see some kind of first pick, top laner, and you're like, why would they first pick that? That's the explanation behind that.
One thing that I do wonder about is whether or not these coaches had an agreement beforehand, maybe not to ban Jin as
There
you know,
was
if
no
someone
target bans allowed.
oh, no target bans. Because I was gonna say, with a name like Hello
Yeah.
Jin, you would think they would ban Jin. But yep, I guess to preserve the learning environment, that does make sense.
Yeah. Although in this best of two series, there will be response bans. So if there was, say, a champion that stood out in game one that was just too much to deal with, they can ban it out in game two. So it's not just going to roll over the entire series.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, and with that, right into pick ban, we see Vayne getting banned out, Xayah banned out, and then on the other side, Twitch banned out. So already 380 carry bans.
380 carry bans. Honestly, I think 80 carries are. It's no longer the League of Tanks. 80 carries are so strong right now, and Tristana being a first pick makes perfect sense because she's just too strong right now.
Yeah, it looks like Zhang Gang. Oh gosh. Yeah, Academy. Okay, I was just making sure I got that right. Are picking their champions in the order that they were picked in the pro draft and not, in their role order. So it's not a top lane Tristana. They're just picking the champions the way that they were picked in the pro draft.
Hopefully they both own Tristana. I feel like that would kind of suck if it had to be a
Well,
top lane Tristana.
I hope the ADC would pick Tristana if they chose. Now, already we see an interesting pick in the jungle. Null taking the Master Yi. It looks like it was last picked in the pro draft, so it's not some kind of blind pick Master Yi. But how do we feel about that jungle pick already?
You know what? I think that Master Yi is definitely he's good for lower elos. Obviously, his ult makes him super snowbally. If he gets ahead early, he's gonna be definitely a force to be reckoned with. I can't say I entirely agree with it. I personally prefer something with a little bit more CC myself because if he gets behind, he's gonna be a little bit useless. But hey, if that's what Null's good at, more power to him.
Yeah. And I mean, if we already look at his team, the
Yeah.
Maokai and the Malzahar, we see they already have a lot of CC. So this Master Yi might be enabled by the team composition surrounding him.
So I actually don't have the pro draft in front of me. Is that a support Nautilus or a top Nautilus?
Nautilus. I'd be surprised to see other. Oh no. I think it's a top lane Nautilus. I mean, it could possibly be flexed around, but I would expect it to be top lane.
Okay. The Nautilus and the Maokai matchup, I feel like, is pretty tank heavy, pretty just farm lane.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be expecting too much out of that.
Maybe not too interesting of a top matchup, Maokai versus Nautilus, but we'll see. I mean, we do have these damage-heavy junglers that might be able to get some kills on them, so maybe some action up there eventually. And now a lot of mid laners being banned out from the side of Team Unleashed Power, with Yasuo and Zoe taken out of the table. And just for reference, Zhang Gang Academy, they missed a ban in the champ select, but their bans were targeted at the jungle, with Rengar and Graves being their bans. So that was targeted towards Null before he picked the Master Yi.
Right. I was just wondering about that. I was like, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. I didn't think they were that late. Anyways, interesting to see the Ezreal picked up, especially, with a name like Hello Jin, but I suppose they wanted to play around that Nautilus. Jin obviously doesn't have a ton of mobility, and if you lock him down, he's going to pop like a bubble. So that is definitely an interesting adaptation, especially with how strong Klepto Ezreal is right now.
Yeah, Ezreal was early picked in the rotation, and he's just a very safe pick, You can never really go wrong picking it, so not sure what you're playing against, You already see the Tristana, kind of an aggressive AD carry that can just jump on, an immobile ADC like Jhin later on in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So just opting into that safe matchup for the bot side.
Mm-hmm.
We see the Morgana locked in, though, from Capac, which provides some kind of CC prevention for this Katarina that was taken by Call Me Rem, which could maybe be a very strong match, duo in the late game with that Katarina having the spell shield.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be a big thing since the main way you deal with a Katarina who's ulting on your squishies is to CC her so she can't stop, so she can't continue that obviously. But looking at these teams, what do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously there's a lot of pick on the side of Team Unleashed Power with the Malzahar, with the Braum, with the Maokai. But then you look at the flip side and you see Morgana, Nautilus, Kha'Zix, really good pick champions on the other team. So both teams need to keep up their vision control and need to be staying safe, because if any member on any team is out of position, they could be just hit with a whole lot of CC, a whole lot of lockdown, and just get melted.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I do notice is Zhang Gang Academy is definitely going to be a lot squishier than Unleashed Power. Obviously, it's going to depend on how the Kha'Zix decides to build, but I feel like normally Kha'Zix goes for like a hybrid build, so he can blow people up. So I'm interested to see if that's going to play a role in this game, especially if it goes later. That Maokai, that Braum, they're going to be super tough to get through.
Yeah. And mentioning that Braum, able to soak up that Tristana damage, able to maybe block some of those Katarina daggers she's throwing out. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to handle that Katarina later on. If she does decide to build a QSS, which probably would be smart against Malzahar Maokai, how much CC are they going to actually be able to lay down on her with that spell, the Morgana spell shield? As long as that connects, they might not be able to CC her, and, a Katarina going crazy for 2-3 seconds already means that your carries are dead.
Mm-hmm. Looking at these teams, I am going to say, though, that I think Unleashed Power would probably win in a straight-up equal, like, 5v5 fight, just because of all the CC, just champions in general. The Malzahar ult is going to be so big. The Malzahar AoE is going to be so big. Ezreal is going to be popping around, throwing Qs at people. The Braum shield is so essential. So I think a straight-up 5v5, Unleashed Power would take it, but like you said, Zhang Gang Academy is definitely going to be looking for those picks.
Yeah, it seems like Team Unleashed Power has a lot more reliable things. The Maokai,
Yeah.
just reliable point-and-click CC. Master E goes in and slaps things. Malzahar, point-and-click CC. Ezreal kind of just safe poke, and then Braum, you got that big beefy front line. He's always going to be there doing things. On the, Zhang Gang Academy, they have a lot of playmaking. They have the Katarina, who's just crazy high skill cap, and she just needs to play around her daggers properly and play around the enemy team with just watching out for any kind of CC. Then you have the Morgana, who has to react incredibly fast with that spell shield. And then you have a Tristana, who has the ability to make a lot of playmaking on an AD carry. Kha'Zix, high skill cap jungler. And then Nautilus, kind of reliant on hitting that skill shot, unless he has his ultimate up. So, interesting rosters here. And, kind of two sides to the coin that we see. High skill cap and just tried and true reliable. But we're going to go to a quick break. And when we return, we are going to see the first game of Zhang Gang Academy versus Team Unleashed Power here in Learning 5's NA. Don't go anywhere. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NA Learning 5's Showmatch. Here in our first week, first game, we are hyped with Zhang Gang Academy versus Team Unleashed Power. I'm Lal Cat, still joined by companion to be, and we're gonna go over the teams with the blue side, Zhang Gang Academy with Toast Crunch in the top lane, TSM Nighthunter in the jungle, Call Me Rem in the mid lane on that Katarina, Monkeys vs Robots on AD carry, and Kepak on support. Oh, level 1. We have to watch out for this. Call Me Rem getting engaged on. Oh my god, Exhaust being thrown down. And that is going to be a first blood going over to Penguins Mafia. Pow, not even getting announced or introed in. And they're getting kills already. And I guess we can go over them now since they got that first blood. Team Unleashed Power.
In the top lane, we're going to have Dot Luminance. In the jungle, we're going to have Null. In the mid lane, we're going to have Penguins Mafia. And the bottom lane is going to be Hello Jin and Savage Garden.
Yeah.
That was an interesting first minute.
Oh gosh. Not even 1 minute and already 1 kill. We're off to a great start.
So one important thing that I want to point out is both Penguins Mafia and Savage Garden both exhausted the Katarina. I guess they had a little bit of a miscommunication over who was going to do what. So they did have to blow 2 summoner spells for that. But
And something else to notice, Penguins Mafia didn't even recall for some reason, sitting on 400 gold, kind of just not making use of that first blood.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I was going to mention that I thought that the exhaust pickup was kind of weird for him, but he does have unsealed spellbook, so he will be able to change that. And I do suppose that having the exhaust is going to be good when you're facing someone as burst focused as Katarina.
Yeah, quickly going over the runes since we can't display them in champs or in client. In the top lane, we have the Nautilus with Unbreakable, Kha'Zix with Electrocute, mid lane Katarina with Electrocute as well. AD carry, Tristana with Fleet Footwork, and Morgana with Summon Airy. And then on the flip side, we have top lane Maokai with Aftershock. Sorry, the Nautilus is also running Aftershock. We have Master Yi with Press the Attack, Malzahar with Unsealed Spellbook, ADC Ezreal with Kleptomancy, and the Braum taking Guardian.
Mm-hmm. One thing I do want to talk about is that one thing we noticed in the pick ban phase was that Zhang Gang Academy was definitely more of the snowball type. You know, if they got ahead early, they were going to stay ahead, and if they fell behind early, it might be a little bit more tough for them. So I am very interested to see how that early kill on Call Me Rem affects the lane. Like you said, Penguins Mafia didn't actually end up backing, so there obviously isn't going to be that item difference in the beginning. But I'm interested to see if it'll have any effect on the game.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye out more so after the first back when that gold is going to start playing a factor. Up in this top side, we are seeing a little bit of action. Null going into his own jungle, finding TSM Nighthunter. Top laners are slapping away at each other. Maybe we might see a 2v2 skirmish up here.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's just going to be disengaged as those tanks take no damage from each other, but... So
you know what? I was actually going to say it was a little bit of a slap fight, but Nautilus actually has super high base damages, so Dot Luminance taking about half his health from that fight.
Yeah. Oh, but in the mid lane, TSM Nighthunter coming over. That exhaust already up by Penguins Mafia. Thanks to that unsealed spellbook. And he is going to make it out, flashing out of that dagger. And Call Me Rem getting really low. Is that going to be enough? And that will take her down. Katarina dying again to Penguins Mafia. And he is just loving this gold.
That was a quality gank. Honestly, I wasn't sure it was gonna work since TSM Nighthunter literally just walked up to her. I was kind of surprised by that, but
well, I mean,
you're right. I guess what's he gonna do?
Well, it's Penguins Mafia that actually survived there. You know, the one getting ganked.
Mm-hmm. That was a super smart flash. When he flashed away from the dagger, I wasn't too sure about it, but I'm very impressed by his ability to read the situation and turn that around.
Yeah. Really good save there. Up in the top lane, Tank's getting really low. Dot Luminous having no more mana, probably gonna reset. Although, if not, has to be a little bit careful, because that Maokai will have enough damage to kill him out.
Mm-hmm. And Penguins Mafia did actually end up exchanging his exhaust for a teleport, so I'm wondering if he's gonna try and have more of a global presence in the game.
Yeah, maybe just using it to, you know, establish some lane dominance too. Teleport's not bad for that either. Um, we do
Mm-hmm.
see something in the bot side that's a little interesting. Tristana opting into that relic shield, going for that standard kind of ADC start that we see nowadays.
You know
That's
what? I
become
think that
oh so
makes a lot.
popular.
I think that makes a lot of sense because they didn't end up going for the tank supports. They want to have a little bit more survivability in lane. So I do like the relic shield pickup. Obviously, it means Hello Jin is going to have a little bit more damage. Going to have a little bit of health, a little bit of life steal, but
Yeah, but if we think about the opposite side, you know, Hello Jin not going for that relic shield against the Katarina and the Kha'Zix, that's a little. I mean, the reason you go relic shield is so when you upgrade it to Targons, you get that beefy shield. It makes it a lot harder to kill you with those assassins, and there's two assassins on the enemy team. You think that this is kind of the ideal game for this Ezreal to pick it up. So it's a little interesting that we see him just go for that Doran's Blade start.
and it looks like TSM Night Hunter may actually be coming in for a lane gank. So we'll have to
Yeah,
see what happens there. He
slinking into this bottom bush. Binding does connect, Capac hitting it. Now TSM 900 following up. Braum having to flash out, blowing the heal. No exhaust yet, but that's going to be plenty for him. And they disengage that. 2 summoners blown. So that is a favor or a lead going over to the side of Zhang Gang Academy. But how much can they get off of that?
I understand they got 2 summoners, but I almost feel like they didn't get anything because realistically, Ezreal has so much mobility, so not getting his flash is a big thing. But I understand that they had to go on Braum since he was the one that they locked up. So I don't know, mixed feelings about that one,
Yeah.
especially since Kha'Zix doesn't have level 6 yet.
Yeah, now the game is kind of, you know, slowing down a little bit. We
I think
see
that no, my bad. Carry on.
we see a lead developing in this mid lane. Penguins Mafia getting 2 kills up and a 10 CS lead. Already about a 700-800 gold lead in this mid lane. That's a pretty big deal at this point when they only have 2,000 and 2,800 gold respectively.
The items aren't that different, but you're right. The gold lead is going to play into effect the later we get into this game.
Yeah.
Well, no, the other way around. But I'm sure we'll be able to see it when it comes to trying to finish those key items.
Yeah. Oh, we see Call Me Rem getting a little aggressive here. Hitting those daggers, Penguins Mafia taking a decent chunk, but getting a nice return back. Thanks to the little Voidlings and the Malefic Visions.
Yep, so we do have... Yeah, I mean, the top lane, Toast Crunch has a super slight CS lead, but not really enough to have any significance, I would say. The bot lane is pretty much even.
Oh, ulti coming out from Penguins Mafia. Call Me Rem getting really low. Is it gonna? There gonna be enough follow-up damage? It does not look like it, and that is gonna be Malzahar ulti just thrown out and nothing coming from it. Oh, speaking of stuff coming from something though, Null in the top lane came for Toast Crunch, looking to get this kill, and it will be secured by Null. That is really beneficial for PoW. I mean, Team Unleashed Power getting a kill on that jungler.
So I'm gonna have to wonder if Null is gonna go for the damage build or the tank build. I almost feel that now, since he's ahead, he's gonna have to go for that damage.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially since he already has the Maokai and the Braum to be tanks for him.
yeah, I think Null is gonna want to gear towards more damage. I mean, there's no reason not to. You want to blow up that Katarina. You want to blow up that Kha'Zix. You want to blow. There's a decent amount of squishies, honestly, on the side of Zhang Gang Academy, and his team already has enough tanks. And oh, Cloud Drake is secured. Night Hunter got a little low there, but not even worried for a second.
But on the opposite side, Dot Luminance does have a kind of deep ward in the enemy jungle, so they'll be able to keep track of that Kha'Zix, which is pretty important as he gets stronger. Now the gold lead is looking to be about 1.3k, so not insurmountable, and it's definitely mostly in the mid lane and I guess the jungle now, but definitely something to think about.
Yeah. Now, we do see the Katarina getting towards that Gunblade. Once she finishes it completely, her roaming potential is going to be a lot better as she provides some kind of CC to follow up with her roams. Oh, we see Null repeating this top lane gank though. Says he wants seconds. Trying to get a little more fed. He's still hungry for that Nautilus, but the flash coming out from Toast Crunch is going to be enough to save him. And we see an actual response coming from Night Hunter and Call Me Rem, but not going to overcommit. Null sees them and backs out.
Honestly, I'm not sure that the Kha'Zix Katarina duo would be able to kill Penguin's Mafia, even if they did get a gank off on him, thinking about how the gank went earlier. So I feel like Call Me Rem is going to have to roam to try and find something for himself elsewhere.
Yeah, that Malzahar
He definitely can't 1v1 him.
Yeah, Malzahar is a pretty good matchup for this. Sorry, Katarina is a pretty bad matchup against the Malzahar because of the Nether Grasp, just able to just nullify Katarina's outplay potential instantly. Just one button and Katarina's dead, right? So it's a really rough lane for her, and she needs jungle assistance or another laner to assist her if she wants to even get the chance of killing Penguin's Mafia.
Yeah, because he's finished his first item, and like you said, she is working towards that Gunblade, but she hasn't been able to pick it up yet. Looking at the builds in the bottom lane, we're looking pretty standard. Monkeys versus Robots does have a slight CS lead, but nothing really to write home about. Top lane looks to be... Oh, yeah?
I have something I would like to mention. Monkeys versus Robots had the opportunity to upgrade Relic Shield into Targon's, which would mean that he would complete it faster, give more gold income over to that support, and just overall, I think upgrading Targon's when you have the extra 500 gold instead of getting some components that, you know, aren't too valuable is pretty good. So instead of finishing that Zeal, I would have liked to see, you know, maybe Boots and Targon's pick up instead. But it's not bad to wait on upgrading it, but it's nice to upgrade it early, and the support loves you for it. As a support main, you know, please give us gold. Thank you.
Of course, of course. Top lane looks like it's going to be some more slap fights, since they're both building tank.
Yep. We do see a little bit of an invade from TSM Night Hunter. He is behind Dot Luminance, so maybe looking to dive the Maokai, which would be a very bad idea, especially with Penguin's Mafia looking to roam up.
Yeah, they definitely saw him coming up, so I think they're going to rethink that decision. Now we're still looking at a 20 CS difference in the mid lane, which is what it was at before. So I'm pretty impressed that this Katarina has at least been able to stay like the same level as behind. She hasn't fallen further behind. She is trying desperately to stay relevant in this game, but we're gonna have to see how well it goes.
I mean, there is a 2,000 gold difference, 3.6k against 5.5k, so that is a pretty big deal. And so, oh, speaking of that gold difference, Call Me Rem getting aggressive upon again. Penguin's Mafia blowing the ulti, but getting ganked by TSM Night Hunter. Kepak looking for the binding. It does connect, but too far under the turret to make any kind of follow-up. And Penguin's Mafia, again, making it out, only burning the flash, and getting a flash, too, from Kepak.
She flash W'd. She just did that. Honestly, I'm a Morgana one-trick. I aspire to reach that level of, you know, really just that level. I suppose it might have been to draw out the flash, but at the same time...
Oh, Null maybe looking to run down this fight in the mid lane. He does have the ghost on this Master Yi, and with his ultimate Highlander, he can just run him down. You gotta watch out for that Yi. He can just kill people in a split second, but looks like he's just gonna go back to power farming, get some items.
It's interesting to note that Kepak did end up doing that roam. Savage Garden did not match that, and it looks like as a result of that, Hello Jin was able to catch up a bit in CS. There's still about a 10 difference, but, you know, nothing too serious. And you know what? As I was just talking about Katarina trying to stay relevant in this game, she is now probably about 30 CS down. So, I don't know, she's trying, but it's hard, because your enemy laner is now so far ahead.
Yeah.
Even a half ahead of you. Only one level difference.
See Null going into the bot lane though. Oh, looks like we might have some action. Call Me Rem collapsing on this here. This looks like Mayhem might break out here. Null ghosting to try to get out. Drops a Highlander too, trying to run away desperately. Does get some protection. The Guardian is giving him some more, and stun comes out onto Calling Rhythm, and all the CC coming out. Nether Grasp finishing up that kill. Penguins Mafia getting one. Now chasing down the rest of the team. Capac running for his life and will make it out, but that is not what they thought was going to happen. They thought they had the drop on Null.
Yeah, and you know what? It did definitely look like they had the drop on Null. He got super low, but we saw where that Malzahar teleport came in. Like, he just came from behind. Hindsight being 2020, they probably didn't need it just because Dot Luminance did end up coming up, teleporting
Dot
as
Luminance,
well.
speaking of that man himself, looking for TSM 900. Penguins Mafia, stop watching. Huh?
Alright, well, knowing that that stopwatch is down is definitely going to have an effect on the rest of the game, because now, obviously, you know, until he finishes, if he chooses to build into his Zanyas, he's not going to have that extra dodging capability. But what just happened?
I wish I could tell you.
So it's about a 2,000 gold lead for Unleashed Power right now. Most of that is still in the mid lane, still in the jungle. I don't know. Like, there haven't been that many kills this game. And there's been one tower, and there's been 2 air dragons. But, top lane.
Yeah, so speaking of the top lane, we have Null here looking for Crunch. Post Crunch landing the Q, but not going to be enough. And Penguins Mafia dropping the Nether Grasp, maybe a little overkill, but just wanted to secure the kill and get it for himself. Maybe a little greedy. 4-0 on that Malzahar, but that does make one big Malzahar.
For sure, for sure. And you know what? Toast Crunch was 30 CS ahead. Yes, he was a kill. Actually, I was going to say he was a kill down, but really he's only a couple of assists down when compared to the Maokai. But I can definitely see why they're trying to keep him down, like you said.
And that's going to secure the Rift Herald up in the top side, but now that they know that they're doing the Rift Herald, maybe a dive bottom. Calm UM and TSM 900 looking for it. Kepak taking a lot of damage, though. Have to be careful with his health bar. And that's just going to be a failed dive. They will secure this bottom tower, it looks like. First tower for their team, but first tower gold already went down in that mid lane, with Penguins Mafia shoving it in like crazy with those void lanes. Oh, the Ezreal Q not connecting. Oh, Hello Jin was looking to make a play, but he's getting played on himself. Gets taken out. Monkeys versus Robots gets a kill instead. And stopwatch coming out from Capac. Everything is going crazy. Herald dropped up in the top lane.
Why did he stopwatch?
The world may never know. It's a bit interesting that Luminance took that Rift Herald and then drops it here. It doesn't seem like they're getting much value from it. I don't even know if they'll get this tower.
You know what? I suppose I can see where they're coming from. They already.
Oh no, getting super low. TSM 900 looking for the solo kill in his jungle and takes him out. It wasn't actually a solo kill. Assist going over to Capac. You know, supports need some love too, but that was a very big swing going in favor of TSM 900. Getting that gold, getting that solo kill means that this Kha'Zix might be able to carry this game out.
Yeah, you know what? Now there's only about a 200 gold lead for Unleashed Power, and those kills went to the Kha'Zix, they went to the Tristana, so that's definitely gonna help them deal with this Malzahar. You know, Malzahar can't kill you if he's dead.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you know, with this multi-threat team, Tristana, Katarina, and Kha'Zix, he might be able to lock down one person, but he can't lock down all three. And so if he locks down one target and the other two kill him, save the third target, then you have a one team fight. Oh, and speaking of locking him down, maybe gonna hit a binding here. Capac not connecting though. Sadly, if that binding hit, maybe that would have been a dead Penguins Mafia. And with that, we now are seeing a little bit of an ARAM here, actually.
Yes, probably I think we were looking at a 4v3 in the mid lane, but they're standing there, they're sharing that farm.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good choice, but
yeah, there's a giant bot wave for Zhang Academy to pick up down there. It's it's just gonna crash into their tower, get tower damage, and just waste gold if they don't pick it up. So it looks like they are gonna rotate down there, funnel that gold into monkeys versus robots. Good on them for rotating properly, assessing that we need to clear this out, and picking it up right in time.
Speaking of rotations, though, the Unleashed Powers bot lane is moving towards that top lane. Toast Crunch is 40 CS up on Dot Luminance, so they may be wanting to get that tower. Looks like they are, and it actually doesn't look like Zhang Gang Academy is rotating towards there, so they may just try and get this mid tower and trade.
Yeah, but that Malzahar is so much better wave clear than this Katarina, because Katarina has to get in melee range to wave clear. TSM Nighthunter maybe looking to respond to this dive, but sees 4 people and sees that he can't do anything, and he's gonna have to leave it. Although in the mid lane, Capac getting extremely low, gonna possibly die to the event. No, the heal is enough to save him. Penguin's Mafia just got deleted. We see a fight breaking out. Capac gets taken out by Hello Jin's Ezreal ultimate. Following the Katarina though is Dot Luminous getting a kill for himself. Nighthunter getting exhausted and Null chasing him down. Zhang Gang Academy is running for their lives. As we see Null looking to run him down. Null not getting that kill as it goes over to Hello Jin. Hello Jin still has the heal. Maybe gonna heal his teammates, maybe not, gonna save it for himself. And a kill is gonna be given over to Monkeys versus Robot because of that. And Null dying too. Hello Jin not healing either of his teammates, saying, I get the kills, I get the heal, nothing for you guys, all me.
Dang, what a selfish dude. I think overall that was a 4 for 4. Or was it a 4 for 5? Did they get ace?
It was a 4 for 3 if you consider that Penguin's Mafia died right at the start.
Okay.
So that is definitely in favor of Team Unleashed Power.
Are they going to be able to get the top lane tower off of this? Probably not. So I guess if you look at what they got from that, they got, we're looking at almost a 2,000 gold lead. We're getting close to there. They did end up getting the shutdown on Malzahar, so that was definitely something they wanted to do. Gave Katarina a little extra gold in her pocket.
Yeah. I do want to mention both supports opted into going for Ruby Sightstone and upgrading their support item to the full upgrade. Which, I mean, it makes a decent amount of sense for both of these supports, as Morgana is looking for picks, so Spell Thieves helps her with that. And it does pop the Malzahar passive, so that's an added bonus. And then Braum Faces Mountain is always a good pickup to protect teammates, which Braum loves to do, so.
Speaking of support items, though, I'm looking at that tier 1 Relic Shield, and
yeah.
pretty sad.
Yeah, Monkeys versus Robots, if he upgrades this, gets a lot of added bonus health. That's the kind of reason you take it, and so... Oh, speaking of him, he's getting Malzahar ulted. Nether Grasp not going to be enough to take him out, though. Although the Master Yi in the backline wall, Null getting really low. Looking for Call Me Rem. Call Me Rem extremely low, but not enough to take him down. Savage Garden looking to chase him down. Although Penguin's Mafia is now being chased down by Toast Crunch and TSM Nighthunter. Nighthunter looking to get the kill, and will pick it up. Although taken out by the Ezreal ulti. That True Shot Barrage is landing true on them and connecting and killing. Hello Jin picking up some kills for himself. And that is a 3-4-2 in favor of Team Unleashed Power.
And you know what? I think they are going to be able to defend this mid lane turret, but... Oh, never mind. That did way more damage than I expected to it.
Yeah, Demolish smacking away at that tower. Making sure they get out safely, though, is something they need to do, as Baron is an objective on the map. They do drop a lot of their ultimates. The Braum, Glacial Fissure, and the Maokai roots are coming out, but Call Me Rem is looking for kills, getting 1, getting 2, and looking for a 3rd. Savage Garden running for his life. Call Me Rem saying, no, you are going to die. Using the QSS, but not getting the kill, and Savage Garden blocking it out with that Unbreakable. It's going to mean that it is only 2 kills picked up. Now, maybe a Baron is in the sight of Zhang Gang Academy, although their junglers in the bot side of the map taking Ocean or Air Drake.
Yeah, I feel like they may be
It
looking
looks like
toward...
they're actually just gonna go for Null in his jungle. If they can get this kill safely and get out, they might want to still look for that Baron. Maybe not.
I feel like the Ezreal is decently strong. That it may be a little bit risky to try. So I think they're just gonna look for this tier 1 top lane turret.
Yeah, playing it slow and steady. Not looking to make any kind of big, scary plays. It's respectable. but it will slow down this pace a lot, although TSM Nighthunter, sticking true to that, not looking for that dive under the tower as the binding hits Helojin.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? This Katarina is mounting a comeback. She was 0-4, and now she's 4-4. She has the same number of kills as Penguins Mafia, so she's about 50 CS down, so I'd have to think that she's definitely closer in items now. So I think she's about to come online.
Yeah, well, the Call Me Hero did pick up a lot of kills, and while there is a CS difference, the gold difference is 2,000 gold, which was about the same difference there was, 10 minutes ago, or 5 minutes ago at the very least. And if you can keep that gold lead from getting wider, that means that the gold difference is actually lower. And so Call Me Rem is definitely picking up on Penguins Mafia, which has to be scary. I mean, this Malzahar was 4-0, now 4-2. You got to be thinking that you want to, get some kills, clean this up, and close it out for Team Unleashed Power.
Mm-hmm. I love, again, she's building towards Zanya. She picked up that Seeker's Arm Guard, but I definitely love the Quicksilver Sash second, just because, you have point and click CC from Maokai, you have point and click CC from Malzahar, you have a Yi who's just going to jump on you and never get off of you, so QSS isn't going to help with Yi, but,
We'll help with
Maokai.
the other three.
Yeah, Maokai and Malzahar, for sure.
Yeah, even the Braum too, if his passive somehow connects, then you can drop it for that, so just added bonus there. Although Malzahar alone is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now the game is slowing down a little bit. We do see both teams fighting for Baron control. The vision in this game has actually been pretty decent from both sides. We see a lot of wards on the map. Maybe still a few too many around the bottom side when they should be moving towards this Baron and mid lane area, but vision is vision. Can't complain too much.
Mm-hmm. And both of those junglers are opting for a heavy damage build, as they should be in these teams, but I am a little bit worried.
Penguins Mafia getting the passive pop. Toast Crunch dropping the ultimate on him. He is dragging it to his entire team. 3 people getting knocked up from that. Is that going to be enough to win this team fight? Nethergrass coming out onto Toast Crunch, and the Kha'Zix in the backline gets deleted. Nighthunter not getting enough people, gets 1 kill on Penguins Mafia. Call Me Rem looking for some kills though. Null is coming in though, and he is going to be deleting people. Master Yi going crazy, gets knocked away by the Tristana, but he is looking for more. Gets 1 kill going over to Hello Jin. Capac running for his life, but cannot slow Null down as he is going to run him down. That is an ace going in favor of Team Unleashed Power. What are they going to do with that? I mean, they have 3 people up still. Is it going to be Baron? Is it going to be mid inhib? What is it going to be?
I think it's going to be mid inhib. They don't look like they're interested in that Baron.
Yeah, and I mean, Baron, I think, is actually the safer call here because you have to run to this mid inhib. You are really close to Baron, and these death timers are pretty low, so TSM Nighthunter and Test Crunch already respawning.
Penguins Mafia does have that teleport, though, if a fight does break out, so he'll be able to get back a little bit faster.
That is true. We have to keep an eye out, though, and they're not even getting an inhibitor. Taking down that tower alone, have to say, is it really more valuable than the Baron, which they 100% could have done. Master Yi, Ezreal drop it pretty fast, and Maokai will tank it up, and you don't have to worry about them even finishing it, just, a matter of how fast, which I think they had in their belt,
Mm-hmm. I do like Dot Luminance taking out a little bit of vision on his way out, leaving some for his team, so they'll be able to see if Zhang Gang Academy does try and contest when they inevitably go for this Baron.
Yeah. And speaking of vision, TSM Nighthunter and Capac walking together in the enemy jungle, setting up vision. Really good duo synergy in that jungle and support. Making sure they have appropriate vision for the plays around this mid lane.
I don't know if I like monkeys versus robots in the bot lane.
Yeah, with Baron up in the top side.
I feel like number one thing you do not do is show your AD carry in the bot lane. But, it is a 5v5 now.
Oh, the root does hit onto Penguins Mafia, and he is taken out. That is the second time getting hit by Crucial CC. That you cannot have that happen. Monkeys versus robots looking for a Savage Garden and does take him down. Another kill going over, and that is just disastrous. I mean, oh my, looking for maybe a Baron call? Null is available. It would be a risky fight going for, 1 level down in their junglers.
Yeah, you know what? Unleashed Power still has a little bit of a gold lead, but honestly, it's not.
Oh, this bush camp. Oh,
They know.
the Nautilus Q connects. Dot Luminous looking to get away. And there's not too much chase, although Toast Crunch is fast with that Righteous Glory running at him. But no overextending. Although TSM Nighthunter, W not connecting, but looking to get this red buff, although maybe a little over aggressive for it. It is secured by the Nautilus. Maybe not the person you want to have it, but you'll make do with it. And we see a lot of these, fights breaking out, a lot of kills going over, but no objectives really secured. Maybe just a tower here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And only Cloud Drakes, by the way. 3 Cloud Drakes so far. First Mountain Drake. First Mountain Drake is up now. And maybe they're going to fight for it. No, looking for Call Me Rem possibly, although Call Me Rem's going to get out with that Katarina Shunpo. And Mountain Drake is started by Team Unleashed Power.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like it's so hard to take an objective if the only people you're killing are the support and only one of the damage threats on the enemy team. Like you said, you have to worry about Null, you have to worry about Hello Jin. So I think that's why we haven't seen any objectives.
Yeah.
Like that Baron is so risky.
Zhang Academy is just gonna kind of concede that Mountain Drake. Team Unleashed Power has gotta love it. I mean, it's definitely gonna help them with their Baron taking speed. And
speaking of Baron taking.
Yeah, setting up some vision around it. We see that Zhang Academy isn't really in place to respond yet, although they are moving into position. So if it is started, they will be here in time.
Monkeys vs. Robots is walking back from base though, so if the fight were to break out, it would be absolutely disastrous for Unleashed Power.
Well, for Zhang Academy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just mixed them up.
It's all good. We all do sometimes. A tower just dropped. Where was that? That was mid tower. Oh.
Mid tower.
And a pause. Wouldn't be learning fast without a pause. Gives us some time to digest this game though, as it looks like Nighthunter is going to be reconnecting to the game shortly. So, looking at the pacing of this game, what do you think is going to happen if a Baron fight breaks out?
Oh gosh, I know we were talking about in Champ Select, Unleashed Power definitely having the better straight up 5v5 team fight. One of the things I've noticed in a lot of these fights is Toast Crunch goes super far in, and Null just runs rampant in Zhang Academy's backline. So I'm wondering if that's something they're noticing and whether or not that's going to have an effect. I know that's kind of the idea of, Null and of Yi and Kha'Zix, but at the same time, I feel like at some point you have to start,
you're getting it on pause here. We have to watch out. In these few seconds, players are a little confused getting back into the game. So making sure no one's out of position, just being safe. Smart by all of them. And we see Monkeys vs. Robots actually did upgrade that Relic Shield, and that's a pretty big deal. I mean, you see an extra, 500 effective HP, 400 or so at least. Makes it a little bit harder for that Master Yi to just delete him.
I'm so proud.
We all shed a tear.
But it looks like Unleashed Power do not want to give up taking control of this Baron area. I feel like they're hoping to get a pick, hoping to catch somebody out of position. Especially with Toast Crunch in the bottom lane. He does have TP, but I feel like that's something they're going to notice and maybe try to capitalize on.
Well, I mean...
And as I say that, they all back away.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they do see Toast Crunch in the bot lane, which is actually the appropriate place for Toast Crunch to be. If you have teleport up, you don't need to be grouped up with your team. You just TP in when they fight. And speaking of TP in when they fight, Luminance is TPing in the middle of the lane. Huh?
Maybe they thought there was going to be a fight.
And there might be a fight, and Null getting really aggressive in the positioning. Oh, and he's going to Alpha Strike in, dropping the Highlander to get out. Using the Ghost only, actually, still has the Highlander. And everyone's jumping around everywhere. Nighthunter's in there, gets another grasp. And Call Me Rem just gets taken out. See some Nighthunter also taken out. Although Null does drop himself. We see a lot of that damage is now gone, and Hello Jin is getting CC'd. We have to see if they can make it out. Monkeys versus Robots does a lot of damage, but Toast Crunch is just gonna drop, and that Tristana can't do anything. The Twisted Advance is actually gonna connect, and they're gonna see if they can make Monkeys versus Robots get out of this fight. Looks like he will. Morgana dropping that Black Shield, making sure no more CC is gonna be added on. But that's a pretty decent fight in favor of Team Unleashed Power.
Yeah, I think even with both junglers down, they get this Baron for free.
Yeah, 4 members alive means that if there's any kind of contestation whatsoever, they'll just kill it. So finally, we do see a Baron being taken by Team Unleashed Power. Are they going to wait the 5 seconds for Null to come up? 2 seconds? 1? They are! Okay. What good team players. That's actually a pretty big deal. Having the Master E with that buff means that if he wanted to, he could go into a side lane if, you know, that's what they decide to do. And just having that extra stat bonus, always nice to have.
Honestly, looking at this Baron though, I think it's really important that Zhang Gang Academy has been taking care of their side waves, so it's not just that Unleashed Power can rotate and immediately take a tower. All the waves are pushing towards them right now, so they are going to have to clear some of those out before they can do any serious sieging.
Yeah, and now we see Team Unleashed Power unleashing their power and taking control of this game.
I do think if we're going to talk about sieging though...
Oh, wait a minute. Null, maybe in a bit of a sticky situation. 3 people only looking for 1, and he's going to be taken out? No, living with 1 HP. Highlander running away. He is so low, though. 50 health. Running for his life. Can he make it out any further? No, he cannot. Shunpo giving the kill over to Call Me Ren. And now there's a fight breaking up on the top side. Penguins Mafia is looking for another grasp a little far out, though. Capac really low, and so is Toast Crunch. We gotta watch these health bars as Monkeys vs. Robots getting jumped on. Locket being dropped by Capac. And everyone is super low, but in the backside, Night Hunter looking for a kill, but gets taken out. All these health bars are extremely low on the side of Zhang Gang Academy, and 1's going down. Toast Crunch looking like he's gonna go down soon too. Monkeys vs. Robots gets a lockdown. Call Me Ren in the team though, dropping some health bars, but gets dropped himself. Or herself. I don't know Call Me Ren personally. Not gonna assume anything. And that is 3 members going down in 3 for 2 in favor of Team Unleashed Power. Again, almost always 3 for 2.
Yeah, you know what? I think this was one of those examples where it became super clear that having those 2 tanks, that Maokai and that Braum on one team, had a major effect on the team fight because, you know, Katarina was in there. Katarina was doing damage, but, you know, she was hitting 2 tanks. So it had a significantly lesser effect than it would have been if, say, the Katarina was on the opposite team and was just dealing with that Nautilus.
Yeah. We do have a dragon spawning in 20 seconds. Elder Dragon, actually, since it is past that 35-minute mark. Teams really haven't set up that much vision around there, which is a little interesting, as it is a pretty big objective.
Especially since they have 2 dragons apiece.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be nice to have it. Obviously, with, you know, the 50% added dragon stat bonus, giving, you know, an extra Cloud Drake or half a Cloud Drake, half an Earth Drake, not too appealing. Having that extra damage from the Dragon Burn is a pretty big deal, though. So they will want to fight over that. And it looks like they're going to try to get some control of it.
And you know what? It doesn't matter because the cooldown's so short.
Speaking of getting control of it, starting it is a pretty big thing that's happening here. Null does do it really fast thanks to that Blade of the Ruined King and that Skirmisher's Blood Razor. We have to see if it's going to pick up. It's dropping really low. 2k, 1.1, 8k, 800, and it is picked up by Null. That is an Elder Dragon going over, burning people down. Toast Crunch is getting melted. Call Me Rem is getting deleted. Null is just going crazy in the backline. Monkeys vs. Robots gonna drop that ulti, get him out of there. But Null just dropped some health bars and dropped some foos. I mean, 2 kills going over to Team Unleashed Power and an Elder Drake. And it looks like they're gonna go for some inhibs.
Oh, it definitely looks like they're going to be getting them. Null's going to be dealing with that bot lane while the rest of the team pushes mid. So I feel like they'll obviously get the 1, but I think...
looking for a fight here. Monkeys vs. Robots, dropping QSS, getting out. Maybe a little aggressive, but might be the appropriate response. Kind of a last-ditch effort to save their base. The binding does connect onto Penguins Mafia, but not really having any damage, as Monkeys vs. Robots is the only damage dealer alive. And they're just dropping, actually. Toast Crunch taken out. Monkeys versus Robots, about 100 health, has to be careful, and is going to go back to base to heal up. And now with Null in this bot side, giant minion wave built up. Since Toast Crunch is dead, they could maybe look for an end, although it would be a little aggressive and risky.
Yeah, you know what? I did honestly think they might try and end there, but I guess, like you said, with the respawns coming in. Important.
Yeah, only
Oh,
one member
gosh.
down. Kind of a little sticky situation. Didn't want to throw the game there. And it is smart for them to play it slow. I mean, you know, if they just regroup, go back up into this top lane, and just siege that top tower down, super minions are going to flood the base. And even if they somehow manage to stall out, clear out those super minions, the Baron's going to be up in 2 minutes, and they're going to have the top side control. This is just a death sentence for Zhang Gang Academy, as Team Unleashed Power is looking to win this game easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah, and a couple of important pickups. I feel like Hello Jin just finished his. Oh, I was gonna say Guardian Angel. He may have had that before though. Null did just finish his QSS though into Mercurial Scimitar though, so he is gonna be even harder to lock down. So
Yeah.
I don't know how Zhang Gang Academy gets back into this.
I mean, you have to hope that, you know, Call Me Rem and Monkeys vs. Robots can just get some resets and just go crazy in these fights. And TSM Nighthunter too. They have 3 reset champions, you know? That's something we should mention. They're very snowbally, but they need to be getting those kills, and so far they haven't. And with TSM Nighthunter not having a QSS, that Nether Grasp can just shut him down. So a bit of an interesting thing that we don't see the the QSS on that Kha'Zix, but still 2 QSSs means there's 2 targets that Penguins Mafia can't lock down. Makes it a little easier for Zhang Gang Academy.
And it is definitely important that they have this pick comp. They are trying to make these picks, but I feel like now at this point it's a little bit too late.
Call Me Rem has to go answer that, and you know, you can't really fight without Call Me Rem there, and they're gonna try to. TSM Nighthunter looking to get in the backline, but the Nature's Grasp hitting him, and he's gonna have to be forced out of this fight. Null super low. Redemption coming out from Capac. It's gonna heal him up and drop some damage. Call Me Rem looking for the resets though. Maybe this is the fight they want. Super low health bars, and this could be it. Oh no! Call Me Rem gets CC'd and gets taken out. Maybe still, Monkeys vs. Robots getting resets. Looking for the double kill. Looking for a triple kill maybe. He's gonna get Null here. Looking for the quadra kill onto Dot Luminance. And it will be a quadra kill going over for Monkeys vs. Robots. That is exactly what we needed to see.
And Baron just spawned, but I don't think they're going to be able to pick it up because, like you said, super minions flooding the base, but that was absolutely, like you said, what they were looking for. I said I didn't know what they were looking for. That was it.
Yeah. As we touched on, getting those resets are so important. Although, you know, not resetting on these minions, maybe going to be able to take down these towers, and that will be 1 Nexus tower going down. Not great, but they at least stall it out, have a few more minutes to live and kind of assess what's going to go on and how they're going to save this game.
Oh man, that was crazy. And you know what? I didn't think that was gonna. How did that team fight go so wrong for Unleashed Power? Because it started out with TSM Nighthunter seemingly getting caught out. He was almost dead, you know, 1 hit maybe. So it looked like a 4v5 for a second, but
yeah, the Redemption coming down, actually healing up a lot of people from Capac. Really crucial, having those active items. And I mean, it's just kind of what everything went right. Call Me Rem got a lot of damage down, and Monkeys vs. Robots, that Tristana damage was insanely high. Look at those triple crit items. I mean, that is actually 100% crit chance. Sold the boots. That is literally 100% crit chance, just destroying people. So, I mean, you see why this Tristana is doing so much damage. The Baron is being started up, and they don't really have appropriate members to respond since they're all busy clearing the waves out. So it looks like Team Unleashed Power is going to pick this up for free, which is a little unfortunate, but Zhang Gang Academy has shown they can still win fights, even when behind.
Yeah, so I feel like now they're definitely going to be a lot more cautious when they think about sieging things. A lot of summoner spells were blown in that last fight, though. Crucial members, Tristana doesn't have a flash, Call Me Rem doesn't have a flash, Morgana doesn't have that exhaust. Even Toast Crunch doesn't have that flash. Really, the only person that has their flash on the team is TSM Nighthunter. So,
yeah.
It's interesting to see whether the same thing will happen. Doubtful, but interesting.
Yeah. Inhibs are finally respawning up though, and that means that these minion waves aren't going to be dealing, too much of an issue for too much longer, although that Baron buff will be. Just kind of one last super minion wave in the bot side. Just making sure it doesn't destroy that tower. Calming Ram gonna clean it out.
Yeah,
And
Null
now
was.
it's only this top lane siege with that Baron buff. Maybe Null in the mid lane though might kind of have a split going on. It's a little bit of a weird siege. I don't know how I feel about it exactly, but let's see if it works out.
Yeah, Null definitely wants that mid lane inhibitor, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we do see the Maokai going in. We see Null going into on TSM 900. There's just people dropping left and right. Toast Crunch goes down to Hello Jin. And oh my god, there's just complete mayhem in the backside. And TSM 900 going down. They're getting low. GA popped. And Null is still in the backline though, getting them. 1 kill, 2 kill. Call Me Red looking to maybe get a kill onto Null, but Null gets the triple kill. And that is just complete annihilation in favor of Team Unleashed Power. They win the fight, just ever so slightly. Not getting the resets for Call Me Ram and Monkeys vs. Robots was disastrous. And it was so close to being what they needed to win this game. But Team Unleashed Power closes it out. And they start the series to a 1-0 lead against Zhang Gang Academy.
What a game.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely an exciting match. As 50 kills in 45 minutes or so. We're in for a series, boys. Do you have any closing remarks, companion?
Oh, I was gonna say I don't know if they're gonna let that Malzahar get through again. Thinking about how oppressive it was in the early game.
Yeah. With that, we're gonna get ready for our game 2 for this week 1 show match with Zhang Gang Academy versus Team Unleashed Power. Don't go anywhere, as we will be back shortly.
It's a useless waste of time. I don't care what's on your mind. The truth was never for us to find. We could lock horns all day, but really who cares what we say? We will be lost before we fade. just wanna feel like this. I just wanna feel like this. I just wanna feel like this forever. I love it when my feet don't touch the ground, touch the ground. Kaleidoscopes inside my head. Just wanna feel like this. Just wanna feel like this forever. Touch the ground. Don't wanna let these colors fade. Kaleidoscopes inside my head. Just wanna feel like this. Just wanna feel like this forever.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your first week one, or to your first Learning 5 show match for this session. I'm Lal Meowing Cat, still joined by companion to be, and we are bringing you game 2 of Zhang Gang Academy versus Team Unleashed Power. We have swapped sides now, which I think that our overlay doesn't show, but Team Unleashed Power is on the blue side, and Zhang Gang Academy is on the red side now. So, getting into this draft, as we did last game, we have a pro build set up beforehand. So, you will see people picking their own champions, not the champions in the order that they were initially picked. So, you might not, you might see a top lane pick that was kind of a little, and wonder why it was first picked blind. It actually wasn't, although it might be. So, Comp, looking at these bans so far, any initial thoughts?
I definitely think it was a good idea to take away the Ezreal and the Tristana. I hadn't thought the Katarina was that. I don't know. She definitely struggled in the early game, but I suppose in the late game she had a pretty big impact. So I can definitely understand why that was taken away, but I guess. No. Alright, so we're going to have different AD carries, different mid laners. I like it. It's going to be a completely different game. I'm excited.
Yeah, we have a pretty big shakeup going on here. It is a little interesting to note that they haven't been really banning the standard bans that they did game 1. Notable things we saw, the Vayne, the Twitch, Leo, Alistar, and Zaya banned. And, taking all those ADCs out, we now open them up. And those aggressive supports, the Alistar and Leona, which some people tend to play, some people just stay away from them, We'll see if any of these supports actually favor those two picks. So, opening up that bot lane a lot.
I'm surprised a little bit by the Gangplank ban, just because I know we said no target bans, but you were allowed to do response bans, so that I'm a little bit confused as to maybe why they chose to ban that as opposed to something like the Vayne, like you said, or the Leona, or the, some of the things you mentioned.
And speaking of which, I mean, Vayne not being banned in the first phase, we'll see if either of the teams decided to pick her up as we get down the ban phase. But, she is an extremely strong powerhouse right now. Super high win rate in solo queue, about 55 or so. And sporting an extremely high pick rate on a high skill cap champion. That means Vayne is what you might call broken. So, we're going to see if she's picked up and how strong she is in this game.
I love that Nautilus pickup again for Toast Crunch. I thought he was super, super strong on it last game, even when they were just in lane, no jungle pressure, no jungle influence. He was ahead in CS. He was consistently bullying the enemy laners, so I really like that pickup for him.
Yeah, and speaking of pickups, I mean, we see the Nidalee and Shyvana taken. It's kind of really different jungle picks. We see the Nidalee with an emphasis on that early game, looking to clear her jungle out and then go and snowball some people by just destroying them in lanes and invading. Shyvana a little bit weaker early game with, a lot less mobility, a lot less ganking pressure, just kind of looking to scale up and become a big, smashy person later in the game.
The Nidalee is definitely a little bit of an odd pickup for me. I feel like there's a reason you don't see her a lot in solo queue. You don't see her a lot in competitive play. I feel like there are probably better options if you wanted to go early. So I guess we'll have to see how she does.
Yeah, she's been a little bit underwhelming, although she has been seeing a lot more popularity recently. It's a little interesting to, note though that, Nidalee was taken rather than a Kha'Zix or Evelynn or something, which are some very strong, Kha'Zix being an early aggressive jungler, Evelynn just kind of being an assassin jungler. They both kind of do what Nidalee does, except a little bit more reliable. She has a lot of poke. I will say that. Nidalee has better poke and sustain for her team later in the game. But, Kha'Zix having that early aggression capability and both of them being better assassination than Nidalee makes her kind of like, she's more of a jack of all trades. So we're going to have to see how she shakes out in this game. Annie picked up in the mid lane for Penguins. Again, having a very reliable mid laner with, again, last game playing that Malzahar, this game Annie.
Yeah, I really like that one, actually. He was good on the Malzahar, had some great ults, good lane pressure. I feel like Annie is going to be able to give him that same sort of idea. I'm not sure how it's going to do into Azir, just because Azir is super poke heavy and just overall a very different champion than the Katarina, whereas I feel like Annie is definitely more similar to Malzahar, so we'll have to see if Kalmirem is able to play around that burst of Annie.
Yeah, and I mean, we do see some kind of synergy here. This is a little, Azir was picked after the Nidalee, but Nidalee with her E gives attack speed to whoever she heals, and with the Azir pick, you have a second person besides an AD carry who benefits from that attack speed. I mean, Azir loves attack speed. His soldiers just go crazy when he gets them added to him, so that's a pretty decent late game composition so far with the kind of front line that Nautilus provides. With a Nidalee Azir and a Jinx added to it, that is a disgusting later
Yeah,
game.
speaking of attack speed, I love Jinx. I think she's not very good right now, but I absolutely adore her. And with the Twitch band, with a Tristana band, I think it's a good option.
Yeah,
But
she falls a little lower in the totem pole of AD carries, but she's not
especially
horrible by
compared
any
to
means.
Vayne.
Yeah, and we do see that Vayne, looking to the pro draft, she was actually first picked by Team Unleashed Power, and it is no surprise. With that Leona taken in that bot lane too, in that mid game, they are going to be a scary duo. And I mean, we're gonna have to see what Zhang Academy finishes off their lineup with, but if this Vayne can get snowballing, I mean, she can 1v5, and with Nasus up in the top lane, you have to think that if Vayne, gets scary, that is just a ticking time bomb, with Nasus also getting infinite scaling with the stacks.
Yeah, honestly, just looking at Unleashed Power's bot lane stresses me out as a support player. I'm picturing playing against that, and that's the type of game that I would probably lose, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, like Vayne, we touched on her win rates a little bit, right? Her popularity and her strength. And you look on the flip side, Jinx just a kind of middle of the pack ADC, not really top tier. And so probably, I mean, if you get into a late game scenario, yes, Jinx has the extra range advantage, but Vayne will out DPS Jinx any day of the week and can just delete Jinx. I mean, she can just stealth tumble in and just two-shot Jinx, right? So we see, I mean, a lot of damage coming down and a lot of lockdown. We have Leona, Annie. So, how can Jinx escape that, right? That's going to be sticky for her later in the game.
Yeah, and you know what? Looking at these two teams, we can definitely say that Unleashed Power is going to have a very strong team fight. They're going to have that lockdown, like you said, from the tumble and the knockback from the Vayne to the Leona to the Annie stun, even to the Shyvana. The dragon jumping on your face is kind of a little bit alarming as an AD carry, as a mid laner. So I definitely feel like Unleashed Power is going to have a lot of team fight power.
Yeah, I want to say though, Unleashed Power's draft is really kind of like, not to sound condescending or anything, but the kind of stereotypical low elo solo queue, right? You have the Annie, which is kind of like what you tell mid laners to play when they're in lower elos, right? You have a super strong AD carry in that vein, and you have the Shyvana and Nasus who are just going to power farm up and become threats later in the game, regardless of how their mid-early game goes. And so you have to wonder what's going to happen if, Zhang Academy doesn't end this game early. Is it just going to roll over and die? Because that's what it looks like so far. I mean, Azir scales extremely well, Jinx scales well, but maybe not good enough for the Nasus vein.
Yeah, I feel like Zhang Academy is definitely going to be wanting to end this before it gets too late. Like you said, the Nidalee definitely good early. The Nasus is just going to keep getting stronger. The Vayne is just going to keep getting scarier. Shyvana is just going to keep getting tankier. So I feel like it's really going to be a race for Zhang Academy to end it before it gets before um, Unleashed Power gets too strong. Before their
Yeah.
power is unleashed. Haha.
Well, we will have to see if they are going to unleash their powers yet again and take a 2-0 best-of-2 series. But hopefully Zhang Gang Academy puts up a good fight and maybe ties up and makes this a draw. So we are going to go to a quick break as we bring you Game 2 of this show match between Zhang Gang Academy and Team Unleashed Power. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your Week 1 NA show match, first of this Learning 5 session, and we are with Game 2 in this Best of 2 series, with Zhang Gang Academy versus Team Unleashed Power. With Team Unleashed Power not on the blue side, we have Dot Luminance in the top lane, Null in the jungle, Penguins Mafia, the man in the mid lane, Hello Jin in AD carry, and Savage Garden in support.
And with Zhang Gang Academy now on the red side, we're going to have Toast Crunch in the top lane, Yes, I'm Hunter in the jungle, Call Me Rem in the mid lane, and the bottom lane, Monkeys vs. Robots and Kapak.
Yeah, and I'm still Long Meowing Cat, joined by Companion to Be. And I mean, I'm interested in this game. This bot lane's already looking a little spicy with the quadruple relic shield.
I'm pretty excited for that.
I mean, if you think about the actual, the actual consequences of that, I'm gonna say consequences because it is a consequence. Both laners have really good sustain now. I mean, that relic shield is gonna heal both of them up a lot. That means that all-ins are gonna be how you win this lane, because just going for some chip damage isn't gonna really matter.
Mm-hmm. And considering that this early game is not going to be as explosive as the last one, we have time to go through the runes. So Dot Luminance has that Kleptomancy as the Nasus in the top lane. Null is packing the Press the Attack. We have Electrocute on the Annie, Fleet Footwork on the Vayne, and the standard Guardian for the Leona.
Well, we should touch on that for a second before we go over the enemy teams. Guardian a lot safer than the Aftershock, so already a kind of defensive choice there.
Yeah, because I feel like Aftershock got nerfed, didn't it?
Not yet. It's gonna be getting nerfed. But
oh, my bad.
Speaking of Aftershock, Toast Crunch running it in the top lane, Nidalee running Electrocute, Call Me Rem on the Azir running Lethal Tempo. Very interesting to see. Not the standard Comet, and we have Fleet Footwork on Monkeys versus Robots, while Guardian is taken by Kapak on support Braum. Now, Lethal Tempo is here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, level 2 bot lane. Savage Garden going in, looking for the aggressive play. Ignite already dropped onto Monkeys versus Robots, but actually took the Leona W instead of Q. So no Shield of Daybreak to follow up in that play.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little bit surprised about that, especially that they dropped the ignite so early. I feel like they probably should have saved that for when they tried to condemn monkeys versus robots into the wall, but I feel like it may have gone into the Braum shield. Or did he not take it?
Braum does
Oh,
have
he did.
Unbreakable, but
And he didn't take the
Condemn
condemn.
wasn't taking level 2. No, I mean, it is pretty common to see, the Silver Bolts level 2, as you weren't really looking to go all in at that point. Level 3 is when we're going to see this bot lane maybe get a little more aggressive.
Yeah,
Something I want
definitely.
to touch on is second game in a row, I think Dot Luminous has went minion dematerializer. We saw it on the Maokai last game, now on the Nasus.
That's
A bit
little odd.
interesting. Helps him lash out a little bit. I mean, I don't think Nasus really needs it. I mean, he's gonna be one-shotting minions anyways with his Q. But,
Yeah, definitely a little bit confused on that one.
I mean, it's not horrible, but a bit odd of a choice. What I'm interested to see, though, is a lot of Nasus players are actually going Ancient Coin into Talisman of Ascension, which has been becoming more and more popular for Nasus players, so I'm gonna be interested to see if he picks it up later. Normally you start with the coin, especially in a melee matchup like this, where you can get some autos down. But whether he goes for it later or not, he's still gonna be Nasus.
Oh yeah, Nasus is gonna be scary, I think, almost no matter what, as you get further into the game. But
Oh, a little bit of a trade in the bot lanes, and Null is here to follow up with it. Savage Garden getting the stun onto Monkeys vs. Robots, who does use the flash. And that is a summoner advantage in favor of Team Unleashed Power.
yeah, I felt so bad for Monkeys versus Robots there because he did flash away, but still got stunned up by that Shield of Daybreak. It's one of those little quirks that happens with Leona, but as I say
Flash
that,
being used by Dot Luminance, but still making it out as he is safe under the tower. TSM Nighthunter getting a decent gank off. A little too low and a little low on mana to keep going for it, but Flash from Nasus is not bad at all.
it'll be interesting to see what they get from this because it looks like Dot Luminance is gonna have to back, so Toast Crunch is gonna get a little bit of free farm, but
Ooh, okay. I'm getting a little excited here. We see the Frostfang Nidalee. This is something that's interesting. So, a lot of junglers are actually going support items. I don't recall what series, but it was either an NA or EU LCS game, and a Sejuani went for Relic Shield, which, it upgraded to Face of the Mountain. More and more junglers are doing this, and we see, it's giving some extra damage, getting some extra gold. Some Nighthunter looking to make some responses here. And in the bot side, Hello Jin even getting a response onto Capac. Everything is just going crazy, as they're going to collapse onto that Braum, who's going to be able to jump away to his Jinx.
oh,
That de-escalated very quickly, but
that was really stressful.
Yeah.
I thought for sure there was gonna be a fight there, but I guess they learned from last game. Maybe we don't want to be taking early fights like that.
Yeah, but touching back on that Frostfang, once it is finished and upgraded, those spooky ghosts, or Frost Queen's claim, aka spooky ghosts, is gonna have a lot of ganking power. Having that slow, also being able to make picks later on with it helps out the Nautilus a lot and kind of gives your team some more engage. It's a nice item to have, and I think it's really decent for Nidalee, for Evelynn, and a few other junglers. And tank junglers, going Face of the Mountain now. It says that support meta is maybe a little strong, but...
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm definitely glad for that.
Yeah, I love it. Game's kind of slowing down, though. We see everything pretty even now.
Everything is completely even. Well, gold is at least. There's a little bit of a CS advantage for Toast Crunch in the top lane, and of course that Shyvana is such a power farmer. She's a little bit ahead, but they cancel each other out. So we're looking pretty boring.
Yep.
Monkeys
We
versus
also-
Robots Flash is still down, so we may try and see a repeat gank from Null, but I feel like they've been pretty safe so far.
Yeah. And I mean, we haven't seen anything too interesting, coming out of the runes from these players so far, besides the minion dematerializer. No kind of crazy kind of shaking stuff up sort of stuff. Leona opted into taking Zombie Ward and Cheap Shot in Domination Secondary. And while I really like the Zombie Ward, I just wish that she went Ingenious Hunter. With the kind of builds that these support players have been going for, just going for Ruby Sightstone and then active item after active item, that Ingenious Hunter would have been so nice to see.
I'm a little bit surprised that since Penguins Mafia is 6, they haven't attempted a gank in the mid lane, especially since it looks like Call Me Rem has zero vision whatsoever. Of course, you know.
Oh, Night Hunter getting a little low to his jungle camp. We have to watch out. An Execute coming out. Night Hunter, no! I thought we had one series without an Execute.
I feel so bad.
There's no way to feel. You never get over the pain.
Ugh.
Everyone feels it. It just hurts. It happens to the best of us, though. We see it in LCS. We see it in all levels of play. Unfortunate. You gotta laugh it off. You know, just look past it. Focus up on the game again.
Yes. Focusing on the game, Null is widening that lead. I'm sure the execute didn't help TSM Night Hunter.
Yeah. 600 gold difference actually in that jungle. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's actually the entire gold difference, I feel like.
I mean, you gotta. Oh, hold on. Call me Rem getting ganked 3-man. Null tanking this tower down. Has the Shyvana ulti, getting really low and gets taken out actually. Call me Rem saying thank you very much. I will take that 1-for-1 any day of the week. And Null deciding to take first aggro, getting so aggressive. As
Yeah,
I'm getting ganked by family.
You know what? I'm
Companion,
not...
it's on you. It's on you now. Go crazy.
Alright, I got you. Not entirely sure Rem needed to flash there. I feel like he was gonna die anyways. Maybe he didn't know that, but you know, I definitely think it was an excellent use of his ultimate to at least get something back. He got the flash from Savage Garden, looks like. He got the kill onto Null, and that first blood gold is gonna be really, really important on him. Especially since now Penguins Mafia is gonna get a little bit of farm. Looks like Kapak didn't end up matching the roam, so I guess he's going to be a little bit ahead in experience, but Hello Jin getting the solo experience in the bot lane is going to be pretty important for him. But yeah, I guess that's what's happening. Night Hunter's going for the gank though.
Gank in the mid lane. Penguins Mafia getting really low, and that is a kill going over to Call Me Rem. I am back, and I am just confused. Not really much CC. No Azir ulti. You know, it's a bit interesting to see Penguins Mafia dying there.
Yeah, you know what? I think the Annie ultimate came out a little bit late. Maybe there could have been a little bit
the
of
Shyvana ulti coming out. Blue Smite getting low, and no picking up the kill, just blowing fire all over to TSM Night Hunter.
You know what? I said having a dragon jump at your face is a little bit scary. I could feel his fear.
A little scary. A little. Yeah, that Blue Smite getting a decent chunk of damage down, and Dot Luminous looking at Toast Crunch saying, hey, my Shyvana's nearby, maybe I can get something here. Null coming in from the backside. The Wither is up in a few seconds. Toast Crunch is in a sticky situation here. He does have the flash up, and is flashing and dragging to the tower. He is out of there. Really good dredge line.
You know what? It is important to remember that on that kill onto TSM Night Hunter, Null did have to use his flash, so he didn't have it up there in the top lane. So maybe something else could have happened if he had that up. We don't really know.
Yeah. But game is, you know, this game looks a lot more even than the last game, I will say. There's a 1k gold lead in favor of Team Unleashed Power. And so Zhang Gang Academy, a little behind again, but oh my, they're looking to even it out. Zhang Gang Academy making some aggressive plays. Savage Garden getting a little bit low. Hello Jin dealing a lot of damage on that Vayne though. Kapak getting low. Using that Unbreakable to box out some damage. Shyvana not having that ultimate yet, and Null having to play safe because of it.
They just walked out. They left. They turned around.
Yeah, no summoners even used, honestly.
Yeah, no summoners. They used Leona ult. That's it. Oh, but Toast Crunch.
Oh yeah, Dot Luminance getting really low. Toast Crunch just needs to hit one dread line. It is up in 6 seconds. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that. No more death charge, but oh, this might be the opportunity he's looking for. No minions? No? Okay. No. I'm getting a little nervous. Okay, I don't think we're gonna see it today. Okay, maybe we will. I don't know. Toast Crunch, make up your mind, please. Yes, no? He's proxy farming. Oh no, and TSM Nighthunter barely making it out, and the Glacial Fissure slowing down Null and blocking him off too. That Shyvana not gonna be able to pick up the second kill onto that Nidalee, and TSM Nighthunter is thanking his team for protecting him, but it is gotta feel painful getting taken low in your own jungle. Oh, the Shurima Shuffle not coming out and connecting properly. Call me Rem making a slight misplay on that as your question mark pings coming out. It's gotta sting a little bit.
Turns out I cannot as well question mark ping. I was hoping. I think they should implement that.
Yeah,
Casters
us
being
casters
able
should
to
be
ping.
able to question mark ping. We can vocally question mark ping. We can voice our question mark ping.
So that little skirmish was a plethora of just missed abilities, almost hits. It could have been so much worse. Savage Garden, of course, missing the E early in the fight could have probably killed TSM Nighthunter. So this game is just close. Like, it's a game of inches right now.
Yeah, but give one team an inch and they can take a mile. We have to watch out for those plays that are going to change the tempo and pacing of this game. I want to note that every single support, I'm calling the ADC supports too, by the way, because they're building support items, they are supports.
Of course.
They have upgraded it to tier 2. And so you're going to start seeing these relic shields coming out and making these carries a lot beefier. And supports are carries too, by the way, because hashtag support carries.
Oh, for sure.
But so once those Targons are starting to get fully
collapsing on Null
stacked,
right
they're gonna be
now.
able to attack. Oh my, yeah. Null getting really low here. Red buff is secured by Null, but will it be enough? Null getting so low, and the dredge line is gonna be enough for Toast Crunch to pick up that kill. Just a Nighthunter though getting taken out by Penguin's Mafia, and Penguin's Mafia looking to turn onto Toast Crunch. Although Luminous is just kind of split in between. He's going back and forth, and he's looking, he's like, I have decided, you are my victim, and he's going to smack down Toast Crunch, although Calm Me Rem does secure Penguin's Mafia because of that. And Luminous finally gets a kill, but in the bot side, it looks like Monkeys vs. Robots is actually taken out by Hello Jen.
Yeah, I think Pax started to roam upwards, and Hello Jin and Savage Garden just used every single summoner spell and both of their ults to get that kill.
And it worked. I mean,
It did work.
it looks like they will secure this bottom tower, which secure is a interesting word to use there. Actually, they're gonna get some damage on it for sure. But that will
Secure
mean
the
that
loose term.
yeah, secured some damage on it. A nice save. But that will mean that Null can possibly come back down here. Oh, interesting to see the teleport from Toast Crunch actually. A bit interesting. I mean,
He saved it.
yeah. As my loose definition of secured, you know, conveyed, it was getting damaged a bit. Null will want to focus on this bot side, looking for that air Drake. As Shyvana, you know, Drakes are always really important to get. And looking for that first blood tower too would be really nice. Although, instead in the top lane, so, you know, this is actually a really good response from Null, seeing the teleport in the bot lane by Toast Crunch. They're actually going to turret race. Now Calm Me Rem is swapping up to the top lane to try to save this tower, but that is just a Shyvana melting away the tower with a Nasus. They take that so fast.
Yeah, you know what? Initially, Call Me Rem was up there actually taking the wave, and I think he backed to finish his Nashers.
Oh, the dredge line does connect. Hello Jin getting extremely low, although a great solar flare does save him for a few seconds, but not enough. Savage Garden out of mana, out of health, and will finally drop. Looks like a bottom tower is going to go over to Zhang Gang Academy, and they're looking to stay even in this game, tie up this gold lead, as it is so close, 5 kills to 6.
Yeah, that's really good for them. Get a little bit of gold on Monkeys vs. Robots. Let Jinx get excited, of course. But the blue team picking up the Rift Herald. It's interesting. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with that.
Oh,
I know
immediate usage. Luminance again, popping it in this top side. I don't understand it.
that's funny because I was about to say, I wonder what they're gonna do with it since the last game.
I think he was trying to trinket over the wall and forgot that the Herald was on the trinket hotkey.
That's awkward.
I think that's what happened because he immediately warded over the wall afterwards and mastered. I think that it was a whoopsie mastery. That is a whoopsie, in fact. As I don't think this Herald is going to even reach the tower. It's just getting killed by Azir.
That's sad.
It's very sad. Oh my. I feel pain for him. Null getting some pain on his dragon brothers, though. I mean, once Shyvana gets this kill on this dragon, Fury of the Dragonborn is going to give her extra resistances. And so, that's always great for Shyvana.
Luminance finishing that Trinity Force is going to be good for him, though. But he's still just going to get bullied by Toast Crunch in this top lane.
Yeah, Toast Crunch having a lot of health, a lot of resistance. Although there is something we have to mention is the Nasus passive giving that lifesteal means that we're going to have some decent sustain for the Nasus. So, I mean, if he can get through the mana pool, I think that the mana pool is going to be what's gating Toast Crunch.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the Corrupting Potion is going to give some mana, but, you know, Triforce plus the Glacial Shroud is a lot of mana for that Nasus.
So just going back to picks and bans, I think I'm surprised they didn't ban that one. I feel like he was pretty oppressive on it last game, but I guess they had more important things to ban.
Yeah.
Zoe, for example.
And look at this Nasus actually getting a lot of damage in these trades. If these keep going this way, Daunt Luminance might actually be able to make an aggressive play onto Toast Crunch. And I mean, this is just going to get more and more Nasus favored, right? The more sacks Nasus has, the stronger he's going to become. And with that Kleptomancy, if he's getting free fights like that, he's just going to become stronger and stronger. So, I mean, in this split scenario, you know, Nasus is going to get more and more elixirs when fighting Toast Crunch. And so Toast Crunch kind of can't really, you know, fight this Nasus, or else he's going to be giving over free gold, free mana, free stats.
This game is so close. There's a 100 gold lead, 200 gold lead, barely a gold lead. I feel like the majority of that is in the jungle.
Yeah,
So-
1k gold lead 4-0. It's pretty significant. Which, I mean, you gotta really think about it. Nidalee having a Frostfang too, getting gold from that. That's pretty surprising that Null still has such an advantage. I mean, Shyvana just farms so efficiently, so, I mean, it's not extremely surprising, but you still think it'll be a little bit closer than that.
And it actually looks like Toast Crunch is going to leave the top lane, so they're just going to let Dot Luminance get that free farm in the top, that split push Nasus. As I say that, he's walking back up there. Why do I say anything?
Words. Why do we even? We're gonna see Shyvana and Leona picking up this bottom tower in a second. But Baron is up in the top side. They might want to start getting some control around that. It's definitely too early, unless there's like an ace to do the Baron. But you do want to start getting some vision around it, getting prepared for that vision war that you're gonna be having. Oh, Ultimate's being dropped out. Solar Flare used. Tipper's not coming out yet. Maybe dropped in a second. Penguin Mafia looking for some kills. Oh, it was used actually. That is the recast. I am sorry. Penguin's Mafia getting dropped extremely low as Tibbers is whacking away at Call Me Ren. Capac being really low as well. Jinx having the Super Mega Death Rocket. Maybe gonna throw it out at Penguin's Mafia. Who knows? I don't. And no, it will not be used. So, Penguin's Mafia escaping with their life. And TP from Dot Luminance. That is an interesting teleport. Wither coming out. This mid tower is going to drop soon, but we have to watch what happens afterwards. It might look to get Dot Luminance, and they are going to aggress onto this Nasus. He's going to drop the ultimate, and he is going to start trying to smack things, but no, way too low to even get anywhere close. Getting hit by a spear, extremely low now. Super Mega Death Rocket coming out, being blocked by Savage Garden. And that looks to be the end of that fight. But that is an... I don't think that's a great teleport usage by Dot Luminance.
And you know what? I was actually just about to mention, I thought it was important that Toast Crunch had teleported into that fight and Dot Luminance still had his. So I feel like that might have been a misplay just because...
It was like a double whammy, you know. TPing getting nothing and losing your TP advantage. That's just oof.
Oof, indeed.
We do see both teams now starting to set up their Baron vision, though, changing it from that bottom side. As you see, a lot of those wards were placed around that dragon. We're starting to see it placed more around that Baron, although you don't want to completely drop the dragon vision, as there is an Earthstrike spawning in 120.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looking at the differences between these lanes right now, the bot lane or top lane is smacking on each other again. Sorry, the biggest one is probably going to be Call Me Rem having his Rylai's finished, and Penguins Mafia obviously not having his second item finished. So it's going to be interesting to see if Call Me Rem can use that to his advantage.
Yeah. I want to say, I'm not too sure how I feel about the build by Call Me Rem on that Azir. Rylai's obviously is good on Azir, and you always go Nashor's first, right? But I think
believe so.
Leandri's is a better second buy here. I mean, Nashor's Tooth into Leandri's. You look at that opposing team, and you see 3 tanks, Leona, Shyvana, Nasus. If you have that Leandri's, you can melt through that front line. And I think it would make these team fights so much more in favor of Zhang Gang Academy.
This is going to sound really bad, but the only reason I can think of he might want Rylai's is to ease their running away, you know?
That
Like,
is true,
honestly,
but
Leona running
Leandri's would make
away-
it so they run from you, you know?
That's true, that's true.
So.
Oh yeah, like I totally agree with you. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but
Yeah, just a little. I guess it's safer. I mean, killing them is probably safer, but you know, at least you can run better.
I think you have the advantage over Penguins Mafia. I feel like you should.
Oh
use
no,
that.
soloing this dragon, and there's just mayhem coming out. Solar flare connecting onto one person. Monkeys versus robots getting locked down. Leona being CC'd now. Null now looking for this team fight, diving in, getting a lot of damage, but getting taken out himself. Call Me Rem still getting enough damage out with that Leandri's not being there, and 2 kills going over. The dragon wasn't even finished by Null, and that's just complete chaos and in favor of Zhang Gang Academy. Yeah, there's no way to get this dragon anymore, and that is just in favor of Zhang Gang Academy. They get this mountain trick, they get the 2 kills, and they secure it and get out. That's a giant momentum swing back in their favor.
That's a big Zir. He's 5-1.
And I mean, he's gonna have enough gold to start getting this Leandri's after that. He's gonna get both of them. He'll have his cake and he'll eat it.
Looking back on that fight, I feel like we could definitely notice the item difference between Penguins Mafia and Call Me Rem because Annie walked up and she got a 3-man Tibbers, and not that it didn't really do anything, but you know, I feel like they were still pretty healthy after that. I don't know if that's because, you know, she doesn't have items, or if that's just because, you know, maybe it is that Targon's Brace pickup. But yeah. Call Me Rem actually picking up that Haunting Guys now, so it does look like he is going to go for the Leandri's third. So maybe he heard you.
Yeah. Now, I do want to see these pink wards starting to be relocated a little bit into this top side around this Baron. I still see 3 pink wards on the bottom side of the map. And while some deep vision is never bad, you do want to definitely get better Baron control. And so I'd like to see all members contributing into that. But speaking of Baron control, there's a lot set up by Team Unleashed Power. They have a decent vision line set up. You know, even if it gets pushed back a little bit, they still have good entrance wards, you know.
Oh, we're doing
on
the death
objective
push
itself.
again.
Oh yeah. We see Capac walking up and warding a little bit. Might be an unknowing victim of this, as the Nidalee Spear does land onto Null. Foiled again. Would have gotten away with it too, if it weren't for you meddling Nidalee.
Both junglers, of course, going pretty damage heavy. I don't know how else you would build Nidalee, but that...
Speaking of Nidalee build, Frostfang not being upgraded, I don't... You know, maybe you don't have to actually upgrade it on Nidalee.
I feel like the Sheen is pretty important. Maybe he will eventually. And I do, of course, love that Athene's. Just if you're doing damage and you're going to have that extra healing. So, I don't know. I feel like he will probably
and
upgrade
speaking
it.
of added synergy, Frostfang gives mana regen, which actually gives extra AP from Athene's. It's going to be giving an extra 10 AP. So that is a decent amount of extra stats that she's actually getting from that.
Huh. Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty neat.
Penguins
Oh,
Mafia.
something else pretty neat here. Toast Crunch in a sticky situation, which just immediately flashes out. Condemn not gonna stun. That worked out better than Toast Crunch could have expected, honestly.
Yeah, I definitely think that was a reasonable
Condemn.
flash.
Oh, that too.
But Penguins Mafia finally finishing his second item. It's gotta feel bad that Call Me Rem has 3 full items, and Penguins Mafia just finished Ludens. But it is a big pickup for him. So hopefully he'll be doing more in
Oh
these fights.
no, looking to get aggressive with Toast Crunch here. Really fast on that Shyvana. Gonna drop the ulti actually to get away. Calm your Rem looking to chase him down though. With that Rylai's will slow him down. Capac looking to chase it down too. Dropping that Glacial Fissure. Null is just running for their life. Dot Luminance actually running as well as he is dropping really low. And oh, this is a complete mayhem. Zhang Academy is just running crazy. Although they did pick up a kill on Night Hunter. Maybe not a TSM member just yet, as Call Me Grim does get another kill on Dot Luminance. And Zhang Academy, they're showing up this game. They lost that game 1, but they are looking to take their revenge.
You know what? I feel like that fight went so much better than they could have hoped for, just because Savage Garden wasn't there, Penguins Mafia wasn't there for probably about half of it. So although they did end up losing it, and they are going to lose this mid turret for it, getting that pickup onto TSM Night Hunter was, I feel like, probably the reason they couldn't Baron. I feel like they could have Baron there if they had their jungler.
Even without Night Hunter, they maybe could have, but yeah, having Night Hunter there would have made it a very safe, kind of secure, we get this, and then we can push afterwards or whatever. We probably will be seeing a reset as Nautilus has 1.7k gold and Monkeys vs. Robots has 2.6. I'd be surprised to not see them reset. I think they're maybe staying a little long. And yeah, there's going to be a shove-in in the mid lane here from Team Unleashed Power. So maybe a little bit of an overstay and overcommitment pushing from Zhang Academy.
But Call Me Rem and Toast Crunch are going to come from behind and collapse on Hello Jin and Penguins Mafia.
Oh yeah, we might be seeing a collapse here. Toast Crunch looking for some kills onto Dot Luminance maybe. Looks like they're not going to be able to stick to that Nasus though, and he's going to be able to run away. That's pretty decent for Team Unleashed Power. I mean, they get some control back. We're going to have to see though what they can get from that, and what they're going to do about this Mountain Drake that's spawning up in 30 seconds.
Jinx just finished her rapid fire cannon too, so she's gonna be a lot
no,
scared.
Null getting hit by the chompers, although using that ultimate to get out makes her unstoppable. She gets by. Penguin Mafia getting really low, although Null does melt down Monkeys vs. Robots, who has both summoners up. A giant Shurima shuffle. The Emperor's Divide dividing the entire team, but health bars are just dropping left and right. Zhang Academy, all things go wrong, and they get aced. 0 for 5. That is just...
That's
what
incredible.
happened? Look at those health bars. That's gonna be a Baron. They just outplayed them. Every single thing went right. They used everything and they used it well. Monkeys vs. Robots standing out to me there. Not using any summoners.
Not using any summoners and getting jumped on by Null and just exploding.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt, and they will lose this Baron. Maybe the Mountain Drake too?
I think they're just gonna save their top turret.
I mean, ooh, it looks like Zhang Academy wants to get that Mountain Drake in response, but man, that's not what you want. You don't want to give over 5 kills in a Baron. They're now behind in gold. From the driver's seat to the back seat, that's oof. Oof.
Oof, indeed. From that fight, I can say that a standout player was definitely Penguins Mafia. He is just finding those ultimates on those squishy targets. It's impressive from him, but at the same time, you have to wonder why Zhang Academy hasn't really done anything to prevent that. I feel like Toast Crunch is focusing a lot on Hello Jin, and I guess that's why you have multiple
what I
threats.
want to mention about that? Capac went for a nice vow instead of a Locket. Locket would deny a lot of that AoE damage from that Annie, from that Shyvana, even the static shift from that Vayne. So, while yes, single target protection is nice, a Locket would probably do a lot more for your entire team. And they do, however, get the Mountain Drake, which is a bit interesting, thinking, seeing that Team Unleashed Power
But
has...
Unleashed Power has the inside track to the mid lane turret.
That is true. They do get some control for giving up that Drake. And we're going to have to see what they get with that. So far, one tower TP coming out from Toast Crunch. We see everything being dropped. Solar Flare, Tibbers, the Shyvana ultimate. She is Dragon's Descent right into their team. And Null is just slapping away people. Penguins Mafia getting really low, but getting the stun down onto Call Me Rem. And actually living Penguins Mafia again, going crazy. Although Hello Jin is now getting online. That Bane is going crazy. And she almost gets a quadra kill, being stolen by Null. A little BM, but they're just slapping away at this inhib. And they can maybe even go for the end here. I mean, these death timers are pretty long. 33 minutes into the game. We might have to see the
they're
end.
just going to go for it, and I think they're going to get it. Kapak is respawning in 10 seconds, but really what's a Braum going to do?
Yeah, and with that, it looks like we see a 2-0 in favor of Team Unleashed Power, dismantling Zhang Gang Academy, who looked like they were going to take this game.
That was such a massive swing. I almost feel like I have to go back and rewatch that first really big team fight that they won, because I don't know how they did it. Monkeys versus Robots has his heal, Call Me Rem has his flash, Toast Crunch has his flash. You have to wonder, maybe was that, partially misplays from their parts? But I don't know how they did it.
It was misplays, but also outplays. I mean, while, yes, Singing Academy, they played well in the early game, they started making some misplays. Team Unleashed Power definitely were capitalizing on that. And I mean, I want to mention one thing. I think that what swung that team fight around was Call Me Rem actually saved people with that Emperor's Divide, and knocking them over the wall to safety might have been what caused them to lose that fight. And so, I mean, we can speculate on what would have been, but it was Team Unleashed Power who reigned the victors today and take the 2-0. But with that, that is the end of our show match. If you want to join Learning Fives and the community, make sure to join the Discord in the description. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Learning Fives, and make sure to follow the Twitch stream, just right up there. I've been Meowing Cat.
I've been Companion to Be.
Yep, and we will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe, for our first EU show match, and then 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again tomorrow night for our second NA show match of the week. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.
Touch the sky. Tonight we're coming alive. Touch the sky. Tonight